What's going on, people? It is Irish Gunner HD here, you can call me Irish, and today you're going to be watching some Battlefield 4 footage. I'm not exactly sure what, because I'm recording the commentary beforehand, but whatever it may be, I hope you enjoy. So, today I thought we would talk a little bit about mistakes that I have made in my YouTubing kind of career, if you want to call it that, or like the time that I've been making YouTube videos, which is probably the more apt description. Yeah, it's basically, it comes from Hutch. I'm sure maybe a lot of yous will hopefully know Hutch from the older kind of Call of Duty days on YouTube. Basically, a video that was linked on the /r/PKA Painkiller Already subreddit had a video from him that I just watched, and it was him basically covering his top 5 mistakes that he's made on YouTube, and kind of the top 5 things that he felt that he did wrong, or top 5 situations that he felt he shouldn't have got involved in. And that made me think, like, I've been involved in a couple of little bits and pieces of drama on YouTube. Like the biggest one's been to do with Forza, the Forza Motorsport series, and other Forza YouTubers and stuff like that. So I thought I would think about it a little bit, and spoilers, it's going to be a shorter video today because, strangely enough, as I went through my videos, there wasn't actually anything that I was particularly disappointed with or wish I didn't do. So, what I will say is there's some things that I wish didn't happen. There's definitely things I wish didn't happen. The one that stands out first and foremost is back in Forza 4, there was a fellow YouTuber who did a video series basically that I felt very strongly copied mine. And at the time, I'm looking on my channel now, and these videos are from 2 years ago. At the time, I was very, very convinced that the guy had to have known who I was. He had to have known that my series was called what it was. He had to have known what it was all about. But I felt very strongly that he... I don't know what you want to call it, like he copied it, or he took the idea and tried to like change it around but not give me any credit or whatever. And it basically became a big thing where kind of other people in the Forza YouTube community got involved. We all got on Skype one night. And my big regret is that, on the one hand, I don't regret making it public. I don't regret calling him out on it, because I don't think I'll ever regret that kind of thing, because I feel like I need to stand up for myself when it comes to this sort of stuff. But what I wish is that we had sorted it out privately. So while I don't particularly hate that I took it public, because I felt that's what I needed to get the attention of the person in question, I kind of wish that we dealt with it better publicly. And when we got on that Skype conversation, and the people that might watch this might remember being there, a couple of people, the way I went about the kind of negotiations of how we went about dealing with it. Again, I want to be secretive. I don't want to say everything. I want to kind of keep it under wraps to a certain extent, because I don't want to call anybody out. This like 2 years down the line. So, but basically, the way I went around dealing with it myself personally could have been better. And I look back now at the guys that were like, "Dude, why are you being this stubborn? Why are you being a dick?" He's been kind of conceding. He's kind of conceding that he's made a mistake. He's like, "Here are his terms. Why aren't you taking them?" And I was just kind of like stubborn in the fact that I didn't take those terms and kind of at least ease up on my position a little bit. I was just a little bit hard-nosed with that situation. So that's the one major one. That's the only really one big, huge thing. Other than that, the thing that stood out to me was that my channel so far has been majorly kind of drama-free. Like, as I went through my old videos, it was surprisingly drama-free. There was things where I called out Frankie on PC in 1080p for cheating. I will say that out loud, and I'll say that person's name because, like, it's a different situation. But yeah, I've made videos where I called it, like, where I talked about Frankie cheating on the PC. Do I wish I didn't? No. Again, it's one of those things where, yeah, I suppose I could have done without that, like, week or two's worth of hate and bad comments and downvotes on my videos and stuff like that. But honestly, overall, I didn't, again, as I said at the time, I never actually expected them to take off and blow up like that. So I was just, as far as I was concerned, I was just making another video that would get 50 views. Like, so do I think that I shouldn't have done it? No. Do I think that I could have held it or handled it any better? Again, no. I think I went around it the right way. I made a follow-up 20-minute long video where I went over my points in much more detail, and the ratings on that video were much better. I made my point much clearer. I made my kind of stance on it much more fleshed out than I did in the original 8 or 9 minute video, where I just kind of hopped on board the train of talking about the content, or the subject, sorry. When I actually explained my points and explained my reasons for what I said, people seem to get on board with it. Now, obviously, the video has, what is it, if I can see it here? It's got 15 ratings and 60% likes. So obviously there were still some Frankie fanboys hanging around that watched that video and didn't appreciate it. But yeah, they were the two big things that I could look back on and say that they were like the two kind of dramas that I got involved in to be doing this since, where are we now? How long have I been doing this? I've been doing this a while. I've been doing this since this April the 17th, 2012 is when my channel was launched. So I've been doing this for, Jesus Christ, coming up on 4 years now. 4 years this month. Okay, so we're going with that. 4 years this month. And to be doing this thing 4 years when a lot of the content that I make isn't based on kind of news or will it drift, or just drifting videos, or just shooter game kind of commentaries and stuff like that. Usually when I make a video, they can be on a specific subject that can potentially grind people the wrong way. To have only gotten involved in two kind of air quotes dramas is pretty good, I guess. Like 2 out of 4 years worth of videos isn't bad. But there's definitely one last one that I will wrap up on that I have to talk about. And it's my biggest regret on YouTube is that it's the inactivity. It's the sheer lack of content that I put up. I know you guys know it. I definitely know it. Don't get me wrong. So if you're watching this and you wonder, like, does he know that he hasn't uploaded in a week or 2 or 3 or on occasion 4? I do. I get it. And it picks at my brain every single day. I've explained it before. It's just a thing of that I either don't have any decent gameplay, or I don't have anything interesting to say, or I don't have anything interesting that hasn't already been said by somebody else to say, or it could be something as stupidly simple as I do have all of the above, but because I live with family, I don't have a quiet working space to make a video. Like, this is a thing that I don't think I've ever really expanded on. I live with my family, my mother, my father, and my sister. And I have a girlfriend, and my sister has a boyfriend who's often staying over and stuff like that. So even if I do have a video idea and I do have footage and I maybe want to talk about something, the possibility of making it through a 10-minute long video without somebody in the house banging a door or closing a door or walking in and out or coming in to say hello or talk to me or whatever like that, the chances of me getting like a good 10 to 15 minute stretch of peace and quiet in my house is very slim. Like, I can't explain it. It sounds bizarre to a lot of people, I'm sure, to most people probably. But for me, just in my household, it's pretty rare to be able to get myself a good 10, 15 minute stretch of absolute peace and quiet with no background noise, which is what I strive for. Which is why I'm making this video. The whole house is empty. The folks are gone away. My sister's staying in her boyfriend's house. My girlfriend went home today. I've got just the complete house to myself to make a commentary, and so I am. So that's like the third big thing that I would say is a regret of mine. It's the lack of content. Now, also, I've had some rotten, just the worst luck when it comes to computer problems, like literally the computer being out of order. Like, if some of you might remember my CPU cooler, like basically coming off from me, like having computer problems, like kicking the side of the computer to try and make the noise stop, which you might have heard at the start of this video, the fan noise from my PSU. Like, I've had a lot of computer kind of technical issues that have basically meant that I couldn't record gameplays, or that like I had to go long amounts of time without making videos. Which, once that settles in, because there was a long time at the start of me doing this when I was making videos, and I was making them every single day, like a normal YouTuber. I was making like daily uploads, sometimes twice a day. Like, on a good day, it would be twice a day. But yeah, that's definitely, of the three things, it would be the two dramas I was involved in, and it'd be the lack of uploading is the only things that if I was to finish tomorrow, which I'm not, don't worry, but if I was to wrap this all up tomorrow and call it quits, I would probably look back on those as the three things that I would at least think twice about doing, was getting involved in those two dramas and the lack of kind of work ethic and the lack of uploading and the lack of like making sure that I have a video out every day, because I think that my content's good. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not big headed by any means, but I think that my videos are good. The video quality is good. It's 1080p 60 FPS. I only ever show my highlights. I only ever show good gameplays. I think my audio quality could be better because I'm using a fucking Guitar Hero microphone, like with Audacity with some settings applied. So I think my audio quality could be a little bit better. But I think overall my video quality is pretty good. And I think that my fans that have stuck with me and my subscribers and stuff like that, are, who I love, like every single one of yous, and I appreciate yous all. I think yous have stuck around for a reason, that yous do realise that, once you see past the kind of lack of uploads, when I do upload something, I would hope that yous would think that it's a pretty decent video. I just wish I was doing them more. And it's been a kind of common theme for the last 2 years or so. But yeah, that's about it. That's just a video that I wanted to make. I'm surprised I made it 10 minutes out of that. But yeah, that's it. If you enjoyed it, please do leave a thumbs up. Tell me if you saw anything, because I just kind of skimmed through my videos really quickly and looked for like the most downvoted videos or something like that to kind of see what I may have done wrong. If there's anything that you thought that I've done wrong, or any mistakes that you thought that I've made, I'd be very interested in hearing them. Do you think that I should have covered a game, didn't cover a game, or something like that? I don't know, but yeah, definitely let me know what you think in the comments. But yeah, that's about it. If you enjoyed it, please do leave a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new here. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.